Obviously, it's a disappointing way to lose a game. Frustrating, you know, just getting off the phone with the league office. They blew the call, and man, there were a lot of opportunities, though, but that call puts it 1st and 10. We're on an E3 plays, and it's a game-changing call. It should never have not been a call. They said not only was it interference, it was helmet to helmet. There were 2 calls. They couldn't believe it.
Did you call them or they called you?
No, we spoke initially, then I called to follow up, and first thing Al said when I got on the phone, we messed it up. And but we go into these league meetings, and we sit as an ownership group, and we don't further evaluate the replay system. You know, there's just too much at stake. And listen, it's a hard job for those guys because it's happening fast. But I don't know if there was ever a more obvious pass interference call that, you know, here it is, the NFC Championship game. So, tough one to swallow.
You could see him mouthing on the sidelines. That's a Super Bowl call, he's telling the ref. So let's start with this. Anybody here at the table think that it should have been a call? That it should not, or like we all agree that it was a wrongful no call?
It was a blown call, yeah.
Blown call. Okay, that said, how did you guys feel about it and all the aftermath afterwards?
First of all, we've had Al River on the show a bunch of times.
Yes.
And what we respect about him is he faces the music and stands up to. Can you imagine about 15 minutes after that game when the phone rings and it's the red phone or whatever it is? We've all gotten some calls we don't want to answer. But, whew! Hi, Sean. And Peyton just goes. I mean, I respect Al Riverman for a million reasons. Having to take that call and then come out and say we got it wrong, it's tough. Really tough. This is what I would say, though, about the call. Objectively bad. You can't miss it. Nate had a monologue earlier, or speech, whatever you want to say, about how it's not about that. And there's other plays that the Saints could have made, and it wasn't that. My problem with that is that pointing out that the Saints didn't finish them when they got the lead, or that Breeze threw an interception, like, that is football. That's the game. That's players making plays on the other side not making plays. That's not football.
Right.
That's someone not doing their job, objectively. There's no argument about it. It's not, I threw a bad pass or credit the guy for having a good rush. This is not football. And I'll also say this. So you miss a face mask on Jared Goff. That happens. You didn't see it. There's some calls, especially in the second game, that could go either way that are very difficult to tell who touched what. This is not that. You're standing right there. You're trained. You see it. It's easy. There's no I missed it. There's no did it do this. It's black and white, and you don't throw the thing. That's not football. And that's what I'm upset about as a Saints fan this morning.
But you just said that you miss a call on Jared Goff, a face mask. You can't look past one thing. Like, no one sin is bigger than the other. Like, there was missed calls on both sides.
The Goff thing was amidst people.
So you're saying the more obvious call deserves our compassion? No,
like, just be more accurate.
Football is football, you know. And I know that referees making calls and pulling the flag out of their waistband is supposed to be black and white, but it's not. You expect players to be flawless, and they're not. You expect refs to be flawless, and they're not. This isn't the first time that a blown call decided the game, and it won't be the last. In the Super Bowl, we'll have another call we'll be talking about that will decide the outcome of the game. This happens every single week. It just so happens. It is egregious, and it should have been called. There's no doubt about that. But with all that said, this is how players look at it. That call was blown. We should have won in regulation, but the football guys is smiling down on us. We have the ball first in overtime. Let's go win this game. Out of the nonsense that happened in that Patriots game, so many calls. Did Julian touch the ball? And Tom Brady, was that even a roughing the passer? Tom Brady got the ball in overtime, and what happened?
See, I think the nonsense is talk about football gods. That's make-believe. That's nonsense.
How's it make-believe? They had the ball first in overtime.
The football gods. There's a human being who should throw a flag when he sees the penalty. You got to do that.
I get that, but they had the ball first in overtime.
I'm going to just – he blew the call. I don't think anyone disagrees with that, and I think it might be the worst non-call in the history of the sport. Yeah. But that doesn't take away the point that Nate's making, that they had their opportunities to win the game as well. I don't know if you
can be right. It doesn't make it okay. Both can be right.
I don't think you can pin that entire game on one play when there were hundreds of plays.
I can appreciate some missed calls. They happen in every sport, in every game. It can't be that bad. It can't be. Why did that ref not call that penalty? Does anybody have any theory?
Drew Brees afterwards said, what was so tough for us, Drew Brees said this, who's the classiest of guys, Drew Brees said, was that he was standing right there.
There's no doubt.
Like, there's no way he could have missed it.
This is the problem.
That's what's so hard. Nobody wanted it.
Maybe his nerves got the most of him, but this festers with things that people think there's a rooting interest going on.
I get it.
Conspiracy
it's
theories.
A trust thing.
you trust in the system. It's never perfect. They missed a lot of calls. But there's no reason to ever miss that call other than you looked at it, you said, I can't do it. I don't have it in me. I'm not going to throw the flag. And that's not football.
The problem is the toothpaste is out of the tube, and like Saints fans are saying they're going to protest the Super Bowl, and Bill Vinovich. The worst part about it for the four of us, we didn't do it. And also, there's nothing that can be done right now. So it's a strange, like, it's almost like grieving. It's almost mourning. Like, what do we do? Like, we're outraged. It's done.
Yeah. And there's some of that also that Mahomes never saw the ball in overtime. And there's some of that. That's the hangover today.
We have to address these things in offseason with the rules and readjust.
What would you do? Tell that guy to throw the flag?
Maybe you implement a replay for flags that should have been thrown.
What?
Have more
What
guys.
is that?
Have more guys on the field. More refs on the field. Have replays.
You can look at
These
the
are all
play
things
again.
Sean Payton said. This is why they have the league meetings. We've seen over and over again. I'll be honest with you. Before I worked for NFL Network and worked so closely with the NFL, I didn't pay attention to those league meetings like you did as a writer, as a guy who knew front offices. Now I really feel like I know them. I have Judy Batista and Ian Rappaport and you sort of tell me about these real changes that get made. This is going to be a huge spark plug for that because this has been, let's not be stupid here and naive, that this has been going on all season with some bad calls and officiating that needs to be improved. So maybe this is the thing that puts it to the forefront and actually makes some change, like the catch rule, which has been much improved.
There wasn't a flag, so it's not like you can challenge it. It's like that's like a judgment. That's where I don't
want to be insensitive.
Throw a flag.
This is football. It's football, man. I don't want to be insensitive. I feel bad. Saints aren't in it. They're the best team in football.
And I don't have the answer, but last night that was not.